What's the most wholesome con you've ever seen? Last week I was walking through the park when I saw this old guy sitting on a bench tossing breadcrumbs to some pigeons. Nothing weird about that, except this teenager in a wrinkled dress shirt walks up to him looking all nervous and lost. The kid asks where the Greenwood Senior Center is. The old guy points down the street and gives him directions. I'm sitting there reading my book thinking that's weird. What's some random teenager doing looking for a place that's basically just old people playing bingo? An hour later, same kid comes back. This time he sits down next to the old guy and he looks like he's about to cry. So I'm being nosy, and I hear the whole story. Turns out this kid Jalen had applied online for some community assistant job at the senior center. Drove himself crazy getting ready for the interview. Walked 2 hours to get there because he couldn't afford bus fare. Wore his best shirt even though it was way too small on him. When he gets there, they tell him there's no job. Never was. Some scammer had posted a fake listing just to steal people's information. The kid had fallen for a phishing scam. He's 17, been out of school for 6 months trying to find any work to help his mom pay bills. She got laid off and they're behind on rent. The old guy, who I find out later is named Martin, just sits there listening to this kid's whole sob story. When Jalen's done talking, Martin doesn't say much, just tells him he's sorry that happened, and asks for his phone number in case he hears about anything. I figured that was it. Nice old guy being polite to some down-on-his-luck teenager. Except 2 days later, I'm back at the same park and I see them again. This time, Martin hands Jalen a piece of paper. It's 3 different job offers: a bookstore, a coffee shop, and some guy's garage. Jalen's freaking out asking how this happened so fast. Martin just shrugs and says he knows people. What he doesn't tell the kid is that he spent those 2 days calling every single person he knew. Old friends from when he worked as a mechanic, people who owned shops, anyone who owed him a favor. But Martin didn't stop there. He typed up this official-looking job offer letter using some old invoice template. Made it look all professional with letterhead and everything. Then he sits down with Jalen and they practice interview questions for like 2 hours. Martin even loans him his good church shoes. The bookstore job works out great. The owner, who's Martin's friend, pays Jalen $12 an hour to help customers and organize shelves. Kid's so grateful he almost cries when he gets his first paycheck. But wait, it gets better. Martin finds out Jalen never finished high school, so he calls up the community college and tells them he needs scholarship information for his grandson. Total lie, but it works. He fills out all the paperwork for Jalen, writes this whole sob story about how the kid's been through so much and just needs a chance. 3 weeks later, Jalen gets accepted into a GED program with a full scholarship. When he tells Martin about it, the old guy acts all surprised, like he had nothing to do with it. Just says, "That's wonderful," and he must have impressed them somehow. By now I'm watching this whole thing unfold, and I realize Martin has basically created this elaborate con. Not to steal from anyone, but to help this random kid he met in the park. He's calling in favors, telling white lies, and manipulating the system all so some teenager he barely knows can get back on his feet. The best part is Jalen has no idea. He thinks he just got incredibly lucky that some nice old man believed in him when nobody else did.